Uh, for the most part, we're just going to have this film today after the review before we start. We have made it through the bulk of the history and culture information on theater. And for the remainder of this semester, we're mainly going to be focusing on the practical side. Playwrights, dramaturges, directors, producers, some technicians, designers. That basically makes up the rest of this semester. And so today we're going to see a documentary on the making of Miss Saigon. And I'm going to talk about that in a moment. But before I start rolling the dice there, 1968. Yes, it was a year. (1968). Well, we were involved still in the civil rights movement, but the major work of that was 1964 and 1965 with the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act. 1968, it occurred in New York. It was one of the first. The others were 1959 and 1979. Any more information, I'll be writing the name somewhere for you to look at. Who ran the theater, which had a similar motto of "By us, about us, and for us," but for a gay and lesbian community? Charles Ludlam. What was the name of that theater? the Ridiculous Theater Company, or Ridiculous Theatrical Company, located in San Francisco, Charles Ludlam. What is considered the masterwork by Carol Churchill? Top Girls. The author of Angels in America, Tony Kushner. What is the main theme of Angels in America? It's a disease. AIDS. That was like, putting up signs to get you there, folks. AIDS is the main theme behind Angels in America. And as the name would imply with Angels in America, also redemption. Greetings, prophet, the great work has begun. One of the great lines in theater comes from that play. This individual won the Pulitzer in 1995. First woman in many years to win it. Paula Vogel. What theater movement is Carol Churchill involved in? In Your Face Theater. What occurred in 1959? What? Nope, that was 1967, which would have set up the 1968 question. 1959 was A Raisin in the Sun. 1979 was by Luis Valdez. Zoot Suit. Thank you. Zoot Suit. And then in 1968, wedged in between the two, '59, A Raisin in the Sun. '79, Zoot Suit. '68, The Boys in the Band, which is important because it was off Broadway actually, but it showed for over 100 performances, which was a big deal, but it was the first openly gay play to be seen on a New York stage. And so 1959, Raisin in the Sun. 1968, The Boys in the Band. 1979, Zoot Suit. Each one of them marked, a first in New York's theater. And that is a very big deal. And so, for today, I'm just going to let this documentary run, but unfortunately for you, if you're passive about it, it'll probably come back to haunt you. These are the things you're going to have to write while it's playing. There will be titles of individuals and who they are that appear on the screen. I strongly suggest you write those down. It'll be different positions that we find in the production process. Like, we all know that the person who runs rehearsals, the person who's in charge of figuring out what you're trying to say on stage, the person who makes sure that the actors know where they have to be and when they have to go, that person is silence strikes the crowd. The director. What does the producer do? What does a stage manager do? Okay, a designer, we know they design, but we have sound designer, lighting designer, we have scenic designers, we have scenic contractors, we have riggers. There's a lot of jobs that get, spread out. The one title in here that is not actually a function is because it is the large, the big star of the show at the time was a man named Jonathan Price. And you're going to see it come up as the engineer. The engineer is actually the part in the show he plays. But he was the big star in the show when it opened, and so they single him out. But all the other wording that you see along the way is going to deal with positions of creating the show. This show, and please make note of this, at one time was one of the 10 longest running shows in Broadway history. Make sure you get who the producer is, because his name's going to come up quite often. Make sure you understand who's putting this thing together, all the jobs that go into it. Also, make note of everywhere they are going as they try to cast this show. Now, the title should give away where this play is going to take place. It's actually a musical, but where this musical takes place for the most part. And that is in... where? Well, Saigon. Where is Saigon? Saigon is in Vietnam. This is a musical that takes place during the Vietnam War. It's the backdrop to the story. It's not really what the story is. It's the backdrop in which, everything's occurring. And so when this show came out, the United States had only been out of that war officially, 12 years. And so it was pretty fresh in everyone's mind at the time. Now, this is not an American musical. Make note of that now. This was produced in Britain. Any Americans put in the cast or any other place is just because that's their job. But this was not produced in the United States. It was produced in Britain. It did move to the United States after being a hit in Britain and ran here for many years. This documentary was made about that very first production. And it starts simply with a meeting between the creative team, and then they're going to go through the whole process of, okay, what has to be done? We have to assemble the actors, we have to hire designers, we have to have other people take a look and refine the script, we have to work on more of the songs, and that's what happens throughout this documentary. And so there's these long hauls, and we're going to talk about those in detail as we break down every one of those jobs. But today, I just need you to make notes of what those jobs are called. So when we actually start to look at it, I can say, okay, what was the other title we had? Okay, anybody can tell me what this person's in charge of? Okay, this is what they did for this show. This is what that job generally is. And so this is basically throwing everything at you so we can then dissect it. You will be questioned on this in the final. So you do want to make notes of individuals in it. You do want to make notes of where it is and what's going on. Though I will, give you a lot of hints of where I'm going to pull from it in our lecture. It's still up to you to cover as much of it as possible. Everybody understands that. The 5 people awake understand that. And so that's basically what it is today. We're just going to take a look at the making of the musical. Now, please understand, the people who are doing this is what they do for a living. And they have, even before they did this one, they had enough hits behind them that when they walked in and said, just 12 years after a war ended, hey, we want to make a musical, that's about this conflict that, 3 million, Vietnamese died in, 55,000 Americans went either missing or were killed in. And then somebody looked at it and said, hey, that's a great idea. they had to have a lot of power in order to get all the okays. You know, people knew that these were bankable individuals. You could invest money and you knew you would get your money back. And so that was a very big deal. I've got one person in here who needs to see me after class about a makeup. Raise your hand. Sarah, at the end of this, get with Sarah. Sarah, take her up to my office. And that way I can break her into the conference room so you can take your makeup this morning. All right. Let's get moving with it.
Voila! On stage one, welcome to Dreamland!
I almost forgot. When the time's up, guys, there'll be no roll today. You know, we've got less than half. When it's over with, you can get up and get out of here. And so I just wanted to make that clear.
See my bikini, it's just the right size. Don't you enjoy how it rides up my thighs? Look from behind, it'll knock out your eyes.
I show you my special off your floor.
Remember to show more.
You won't get up off the floor, the heat is on in Saigon. Don't tell me I'm free to sign all that
On avait écrit le début pour que ça soit par les chœurs comme avant. Et tu vois, ça fait que les Américains qui sont. The heat is on in Saigon. The girls are hot in hell. One of the pigs here will be Miss Saigon. God, the tension is high. Not to mention the smell. The heat is on in Saigon.
C'est le même péjoratif qu'en français.
Oh yeah, worse even. Is there war going on? Don't ask. I ain't gonna tell. And they all laugh.
It's this that I find lets the tension out.
But I need the fast part.
Yeah, but
I cannot.
and I think that whole
But
movement
I
just
cannot do
takes-
without the first part.
Oh, because you can do da 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 dee dee, dee da 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 da, dee
to me it
No, but
says of
it's-
it doesn't, it loses what it had
Yeah, no.
before. Can you not actually get that with a different, slightly different rhythm? Because that's got the menace that you're
That's
talking
okay, because
about.
that's already
there.
You have the impression that it goes into deep into
Yes,
itself.
and it's become turmoil.
Yeah.
It starts to have a bit of turmoil.
If it has turmoil, it's okay.
When was it? About the middle of 1986 that you
Yes, because
gave me the first
was it?
cassette of the first act?
We just start to work on the project the day after we opened at the Palace.
Yes.
And we gave you the first demo of the cassette in May or June
Yeah,
86.
but it was only Act One then,
Act
wasn't it?
One, yes.
And then they gave me the second act.
In
on-
French, of course, at that
Yes,
time.
which they know would totally confuse me.
And it did.
Do you want one motel of a Vietnam girl? Want to know I was born to a man I don't love? Do you want to be told that my village was spoiled?
Singing to herself, in fact, at this moment.
Want to hear you, my father did it
we've got to start a search going around the world finding Miss Saigon, who is going to have to be an 18-year-old of enormous charm and lungs of steel, who's going to sing, I think, about 8 numbers she's got to sing in the show.
What means lungs of steel?
Lungs of steel means...
Poumon d'acier in French.
And we are going with the director, and we're visiting Honolulu and Los Angeles and New York and Manila, so that by March of next year we hopefully will have a cast.
But the search of the girl will be very, very difficult because she must be Asiatic and she must be able to sing European music.
And you've got to understand the plot.
And she must be the most wonderful girl on stage because you must understand that the guy is going to fall in love with her.
At first sight.
At first sight.
I've been reading your CV. Have you done any theatrical stuff? Have you appeared in any shows?
Well, I've been doing something right now, and I really don't know who to thank for it, but I know I got it from the Miss Saigon audition. I'm doing a recurring role for Another World, which is soap opera. Before that, I was in the Philippines, and I was doing a lot of things on TV. Nothing in theater.
So most of your acting experience has been on the TV?
On TV, yes.
Do you have a soprano voice, Jessica? You have a soprano voice?
Yes, I do, but it's not very good. I wasn't trained as a soprano, but I can sing for it.
Yes, please.
Vita Signore, dimmi dolenti, Signor pietà, se io ti giungi mio prima, non rimanesci
Good. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks.
I dance in a show called Pop's Favorites. We perform on 91st Street, First Avenue, with JoJo Smith.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I've taken some other classes in Long Island at the North Shore Dance Studio.
Okay, great, Jessica.
Not very extensive, but
But I understand.
it's
But you
enough.
move well enough. That's what I'm asking. Okay,
Yep.
great. Thank you. Charmaine Cruz, no. Lauren Tom.
No. But let's keep her for future ensemble. She's a wonderful dancer. And we could...
And a very good actress.
And an excellent actress.
Jessica.
Jessica.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very, very, yeah. I mean,
We should keep working on her voice.
yeah, I think
We should send her
all
to
the time.
somebody.
Really,
That's like
really worth
major.
encouraging. She's lovely.
She's the most perfect look we have seen so far for Kim.
She's a natural actress. That was lovely.
Yeah.
But you can never sing that score.
Also from Philippines.
She's good for the poster.
It's not too much.
No, I don't
too
think so.
far.
I mean, I don't think so. I think we should
And the
keep working on
currency
that.
down and all that is okay too. Good.
What have I missed?
Just page 1, so we can go to...
And I've got, got to try and drop completely any idea that there's any suspense involved in who's going to be Miss Saigon.
No, there is no suspense.
Anybody's going to be Miss Saigon, and
No one cares.
No, yeah, the only thing that people are interested in is who's going to win the raffle.
Then what should it be?
No one cares until the raffle starts.
Yeah, but
should we just take it for granted that, that people understand?
We talked this through so thoroughly last time, and we've now got it very simple, and still it's not here. I mean, people are buying raffle tickets for a girl who is randomly chosen as the winner of a beauty contest, and it's not there still.
Please don't let this feeling end. It's everything I am, everything I want to be. I can see once more now, fighting out what's true since I found you.
Try to go for that note. It's almost there. Just try once. Just try once. Just an experiment. Okay, relax on it.
Yes.
Since let's start it once more.
Yeah. Since I found you.
That's it. You see, you can do it. You can do it.
I'm just a little nervous.
That's okay. That's okay. Well done. That's good. Very good.
Thank you.
When did you arrive in States?
1981. I was in Saigon before.
Did you go to Saigon?
When did I go to?
How did you go?
By boat. Boat people.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Thank you very much.
Very well done.
Really good.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
Incredible ordeal to come and do all this.
Look how she looks today.
That's only 7 years.
You can imagine the change of world.
She's not
Complete. Unbelievable.
She can be a girl.
She has a great potential.
Yes, exactly.
But
She's
she's
exactly the sort of person.
very, no.
No, but she's exactly the sort of person that we should be trying to train.
Yes. She looks a bit too much like a model, I think. A bit too much. I don't see innocence. But she seems to be innocent when she speaks.
What page is it?
It's 11:10.
Oh shit! I'm in New
That
York.
one.
I'm in New York. Yes.
Shauna has developed an urgent, passionate vocal style that is a unique blend of controlled maturity and childlike innocence.
And what's the line?
Shauna is stop, and the fire is spreading.
Should go to the RSC. Right. Lastly, Terry Coyd.
No.
No. Okay.
All right.
Come on. So I've got to go.
That's it. Nicholas is great.
I want to write a.
I have no idea why I came here. I'm not a professional. I just thought it'd be fun. I saw it in the newspaper, and I thought, well, this is a chance of a lifetime, and if I don't make it, at least I could tell my kids, yeah, your mom auditioned for some Broadway show. Or...
In the ad, it said, wanted, unknown female. And I'm as unknown as you can get. But hopefully I'll be known.
Make it more angry.
Okay.
More determined. Okay, let's go and do it. 2, 3, 4.
Should I bring him down? Should I scream and shout? Should I speak of love? Let my feelings out. I never thought I'd come to this. What's it all about?
So, if we're still going in 3 years, then this girl is what we must keep hold of this girl.
What she doesn't have yet, because she's so very young, is any power to produce. So there's no age to the voice. And that she must not be pushed too soon, because otherwise any voice that she has there will be destroyed.
Yeah. We all think that you've got really amazing potential, because to be you are, as you know, very young, but what you've done has impressed us very much, and I think what we'd like to do is suggest that you go on working very hard at your voice and go on with your voice lessons, and Vinny will keep in touch with you, because we'd like to keep in touch with you in 2 or 3 years. Who knows?
So we'll definitely keep in touch.
He seemed pretty pleased with me. He was very nice and said that he wanted to keep in touch with me.
Did he ask you what your ethnic background was?
Yeah, he asked me
What'd you tell him?
Chinese, Korean, Irish, Cherokee Indian.
She's going to risk her life. The important thing is that she's so determined to give her son a good life that she's killed a man, and she's now about to escape Vietnam. She's going to become a boat person.
You I cradle in my arms. You asking as little as you can, as you can.
So she's a very strong, determined, tough character in a way, as well as being that very honest. Yes, yeah. She goes through a lot. She goes through the works.
You feel secure enough with the music to do it here instead of doing it by the piano? It's okay. You can hold the.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do it then.
You who I cradled in my arms, you asking as little as you can. Little snip of a little man. I know I'd give my life for you.
How do you become an actor?
Well, that's the $64,000 question. It's terribly difficult. a notoriously difficult thing. You can't get work unless you're a member of Equity, and you can't join Equity unless you get work. It's crazy.
Hello.
Hello. Before we start, I want to ask a favor of you, please.
What?
Could you autograph this for me?
It's photo. Oh, right. You understand it? Pour Léa et son talent. For Léa, who is very talented.
Thank you.
So, I have no more. I will teach you the first song. This one. It's a duet. I'm going to sing the boy part. It's Chris. And you will be Kim. All
Okay.
right? Okay? So I start. I sing the first.
Okay.
Sunlight and high moon, joined by the gods of fortune. Midnight and high noon, sharing the sky. We have been blessed, you and I.
All right? So you do it?
You are sunlight and I'm moon.
Once again.
You are sunlight and I'm moon, joined by the gods of fortune.
Joined by the gods of fortune. Simple. And by the gods of fortune. It's not necessary.
You are sunlight and I'm moon, joined by the gods of fortune. Midnight and high noon, sharing the sky. We have been blessed, you and I. You are sunlight and I'm moon, joined here, brightening the sky with the flame of love, made of sunlight,
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Go in the middle now with the lyrics, okay?
Okay. Where?
You don't hold them like that.
I'll hold
like
them
that if you can.
Okay.
They are not nice, they're mostly noise. They swear like men, they screw like boys. I know there's nothing in their hearts, but every time I take one in my arms, it starts the movie in my mind, the dream they leave behind, a scene I can't erase, and in a strong GI's embrace, flee this life, flee this place. The movie plays and plays, the screen before me fills. He takes me to New York, he gives me dollar bills. Our children laugh and play and eat too much
Morning. Hello.
Good luck.
Thank you. You who I cradled in my arms, you asking as little as you can. Little snip of a little man. I know I'd give my life for you.
Well, they said that there was going to be an assessment. They were going to make us work, I think. We were going to learn more songs from the show Miss Saigon.
They wanted to see us again.
They wanted to see us, I think, on how we looked on the stage. And
that's about
they
it.
were
They
pretty
don't tell us
vague. They
much,
don't
you
tell us
know.
anything.
Like a seedling in the garden, here's a world about to start. How I need you here to share it. This is too much for one heart. To a sparkle of light, to a small hint of life, frail as a flower in the morning, is this tiny work of art. When I see his face before me, this is too much for one heart.
Well, I seem to remember, Russ, it's taken about nearly a year and at least a crate of scotch for us to get to the end of this. And it went through many convolutions. In fact, the first pile of roughs I was in Sydney doing Les Mis, wasn't I? And they were all couriered out to me. And we went backwards and forwards and for months developing it. I think it's the longest one we've ever had. This was the 1920s version. No, Miss Butterfly. That is going to turn up at a restaurant around the corner. No, this was the 1920s one, wasn't it?
1920s,
yes. World of Woozy Song.
Yeah, I mean,
What
we were
else do we
very
have?
much sort of conditioned by the fact that it was a sort of Madame Butterfly story originally. That's why that's sort of
And then
developed.
the idea of the sun came in, which we kept. And the moonlight was to make it romantic. Gosh, this was when we were going to do it in America first, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. But it took it too near Madame Butterfly, whereas actually Madame Butterfly is just the jumping off ground for what Alain and Claude Micheal have written. And then Russ did masses of scribbles,
actually did these,
which were part of the helicopter. And it started to become a hieroglyphic. Oh, that was at the same time we were working on the background. That was the time when the graphic sort of moved into the sun, and I wanted to get a woman's face into it. We felt it was a good idea, and this was an attempt here. Russ had the brilliant idea of putting a face into the slipstream. It was the only place that you could hide it, and you wouldn't see it, and then once you saw it, you'd always see it. And this became the final version. The great thing is that I know when it's going to be right, but what I never know quite what's missing. I know something is missing. And the great thing between Russ and I is that Russ will always take out of all the garbage that I throw at him, he will find a lateral application for what I've said, which I would never think of. And nobody would ever think of. Only the famous nozzle thinks of it. And that's what makes them brilliant.
That's the position for the girls, and then we go into the club by this. Bring this.
It's the only theatre in the whole of this country that's really worth playing. Everybody dreams of working there. Really? Yeah. We're lucky, and you are very lucky, and so are we.
Je le connais, je l'ai vu à Paris, il est venu me voir jouer. Et j'étais très contente de le voir.
Claude Micheal, are you going to improvise during the nightmare sequence? Because he needs some music when he shows the set.
Well,
You must just, play the theme. You can play a little of the theme, like the riff. Of course. Well, nobody else knows it.
now?
For many of us who thought Les Miserables would never end, a lot of us thought Miss Saigon would never begin. But looking around this room, I can't imagine that we could have ever assembled such a brilliant, wonderful, talented company as you are, and we are all delighted that you are here. And whatever the public may make of Miss Saigon, I know this is going to be a great adventure for all of us. All I can say is I'm thrilled to have you, and I'm thrilled that I can now go away for at least 8 weeks and leave the show in the wonderful hands of Nick Heitner and Bob Avian. Thank you all.
I can only echo what Cameron said. And also, I would like to say that we, all of us who put this show together, feel particularly thrilled and honoured that our company includes so many people who are from outside of this country.
I'm Pinky, and I'm from where? No, I'm from the Philippines. Pinky Amador to English people. Pinky Amador to the Philippines.
I'm Monique, and I'm 19. I'm from the Philippines also.
Dreadful to be. I'm sure this is probably what they do in prison when they bring in the new... I am the chief warder, and my name is Heitner. So,
my name is Dominique. I come from Paris, and that's all. I am very happy to see with you, to be here.
It really started one day when Claude Micheal saw a picture in the newspaper, which was a picture of a woman which was giving her child to a pilot, an American pilot in Tan Son Nhut Airport, which is Saigon's airport. And giving that child, you know, both of them were crying. And she just wanted to give the child, for the child to have a future. And the immediate word who came to our mind seeing that picture was the ultimate sacrifice. Because that's really, I think, the ultimate sacrifice a human being can do. Not see your child again, in order to give your child a future that you will never have yourself. And from a long time, Claude Micheal and I had been discussing the idea of Madame Butterfly, you know, that there was something there that we wanted to modernize, to rework. And suddenly, that image made the idea of Miss Saigon.
Because, of course, Madame Butterfly is not a Puccini story, you imagine. It's a play. It's a play, and the origin of the play is a French book by Pierre Loti.
We are not trying to make a musical about the Vietnam War like the movies which have been made about the Vietnam War. It's a tragic love story which has the Vietnam War as a background, or at least the very end of the Vietnam War. I'm sure Richard Mulvey, who has been working with me on the English lyrics for 2 years now, would like to add something to all that.
America had never lost a war. And we still thought John Wayne was going to come over the hill and save the day. There was something dying for America much bigger than just the end of an event or a war that they had officially pulled out of 2 years before. This was the end of a vision of America, of a dream of America, of its invincibility and of the perfect morality that we clothe ourselves in all the time. It came to an end brutally on that day. So this moment in time that's part of the background of this love story has a reverberation in American history that just needs to be, pointed out from time to time.
That's all, I think.
Okay, thank you.
These two pieces slide off, and the bar itself slides down into position, which as they're doing that, I'll just run through the everything happens glides magically. And in the next scene, you're in the bar. There are a lot of American customers, a few individual Marines have individual lines. They're all talking about the girls, about who they're going to bed tonight. We see the girls themselves dreaming of a life in America. One of the girls wins the Miss Saigon contest, and another of the girls, Kim, who is going to be the central character, is bought for Chris by his friend John. And that all happens in this scene. So there it is, as you see. These pieces all slide from different directions and meet magically together.
Girls, come on the stage. Who's doing Gimme? You, I'll do them all. See my bikini, it's just the right size.
Don't you enjoy it, how it rides up my thighs?
Look from behind, it'll knock out your eyes. I'll show you my special trophy of war. For a Marine, I'll show more. You won't get up off the floor, the heat is on in Saigon. Don't tell me I'm reassigned, all that chicken shit sucks. Tonight I'm out of my mind, not to mention $10.
What I want you to imagine, just for the sake of your entrance, is that there's buildings going up here, and also up here, and there's a street here, and then there is a street at the back that you have to walk across and then come down. So that what we need is first of all it's Leia, then it's Janine, and she's coming this way, and as she comes this way, she sees Isai coming down this way, okay? So you wait, you say hello to each other, and then both of you come down and just brush past, don't ignore Leia, and so you're coming down and you're coming down here. And then when you come down to here, this hasn't come on yet, your walls haven't come on yet. Go. Yeah, that's now.
Ale, why does it take all day? Get your asses on stage. Because I think...
Otherwise it runs up the infection.
Yeah.
And here as well.
That one's okay, that one sort of pulls back in.
Oh, it does it?
Well, there's no row, but it just gets quieter, which gives the impression.
Okay. So you're holding it like this, everybody. No, don't put your finger in the trigger. No, you've got this part of the gun. This will be up. Very good. All right, from the top with the chain gang.
On silent feet it came, breathing a sheet of flame. It came, losing it on its rightful prey, burning 100 years away. The morning of the dragon truth lit up the street. The tiger we were stalking walked on paper feet. And in a clear white heat of dawn, it's gone.
You must now start thinking about the words you're singing, because they're good, strong words. You're talking about your army, the North Vietnamese army. On silent feet it came, breathing a sheet of flame it came. It's a great image. You must use that. Closing in on its rightful prey, burning 100 years away, truth lit up the street. You've heard this sort of stuff. You've heard any number of crackpot politicians banging this out, and you're singing it like wimps at the moment, and you really got to give it balls.
On silent feet it came, breathing a sheet of flame. It came, closing in on its rightful prey, burning 100 years away. The morning of the dragon truth lit tiger we were stalking walked on paper feet. And in the clear white heat of dawn, it's gone. From every door they came.
4, 5, 6, 7, and up, 2, 3, 4, and exit. All right, I'll fix that in the theater. Okay.
Nick, Mike Strasser, Mark, Greg, Jimmy. Anybody else? Other Mark.
And it's you understand?
At the end of This Is the Hour, This Is the Land, you make your exit, and we'll do that in a minute, to the side that you re-enter from, because you then have a very quick change. All right? Now, are you blokes, none of you involved in this? You're not. So is Johnny the only person who's not involved? Michael, I know, is Johnny the only person not involved in this? That's a shame. Oh, you weren't? Right, fine. So what's this unit? What's this unit?
Bicycles.
Your bicycles. This unit is... Oh yeah, you're next to Andrew with a gun. You jog on with them, you'll see what to do. You can see how. Right, okay.
What a waste to pay for my keep. I'm rounding up sheep to fleece here in Bangkok. Yo, check it out. I'm disgraced. I can't get ahead, 'cause nothing is dead as peace here in Bangkok. Yeah, check it out. 10 cents an hour and I stand all day. Yo, yo, yo.
All right. Once more, same place. 5, 6, 7, and go. 1, 2, 3. Ba-da, 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 jump. Men coming on, and 5, 6, 7, and hit. And center. 6, 7, 8. Okay, ladies, you're not in the right spot. 5, 6, 7, and.
It's Kim's room number 4, just coming on. Textures wise. Side gauzes almost finished. This is Dreamland, showing the textures that John would like. Right down to the bare wires.
Yeah, you were late. Because what we're aiming for here, which is beginning to come together, is you get this sense of total driving panic, but every beat of the story comes through. And that's the challenge, is to discipline chaos in such a way that you do see chaos, but you also see every beat of the story coming through, is an achievement. And this is what we're on the way to doing. Right, now, I'm going to run it through now.
I'm the wife of a soldier, oh, please let me through. Help me, how must I pay? Tell me what I must do.
Why don't we go for it? I mean, just this might be it might end up sounding like Rossini or something, but we just have to. I'm going to give you a wail every time, okay?
Help me, how must I pay? Tell me what I must do.
I gotta go back for my bride. Hey,
Listen, someone, my husband is waiting inside.
No, Chris. Simon.
Back down. I'll just run it through focus, would you please? Go from sharp. Now come on back, keep coming. Hold it there. Right.
Now, the serious side of this call, apart from the great fun you're going to have listening to these orchestrations, is that this is the only time where you're not having to compete or worry about a sound system as well. You're hearing this live. So you must concentrate on listening to the instruments that are bringing you in, the pitch, where you're going to get the pitch from, the tempos that you're coming in at, all that sort of thing. And for the soloists, obviously used to working with a piano, it's going to be very, very different. That's what we've got to work out today.
I can steal from the Americans. I don't want to learn how cheap the Chinese are. Why are you in the dress? That's my new. Oh, look back outside.
Do you want to be told how my village was burned? What to hear how my family was blasted away? How I ran from the rice field and saw them in flames?
This is going to take an extremely long time. We're going to make sure that every single technical item in the show works, and then we're going to do it again and again and again. It's the only way to put on a show of this complexity. It's going to be unbelievably tedious, and you're going to have to all bear with it. This rehearsal is, which will now take days, is what it's called, a technical rehearsal. It's not for you, it's for you and the set. It's to get you and the set and the costumes and the quick changes and all that sort of thing working together. This set is potentially, unless we respect it, it is potentially dangerous. Those trucks come hurtling down at a speed. They come hurtling off at a speed. Now, as long as you're not in the way, that's just fine. But if you're in the way, they could mow you down. Somebody got, was it Greg who got knocked there? Ruthie, are you all right, everybody?
Somebody go and get her a bottle of Lucasade from our fridge to give us a quick glucose.
Have you got the ice pack coming?
Yeah, the ice pack's on its way. Get the bottle of Lucasade, the ice pack's on its way. Deep breath.
I do implore you, if it is still moving, then just don't get on it. Just stay down until it stops. If you're, we would all rather you were late and safe than there, you know. I've got an audience for another few weeks, so just stay down, then when it stops, then get up on it, okay? Yeah. Then we'll be okay. We're moving towards it.
There was absolutely no difference between that and the last time. It was just, I don't know why we're repeating the moving of this truck if we can't actually make progress between the times that we're doing it. It was absolutely no different. There was a ferocious delay before it started to move. It was just terrible. And we've had one accident already. Now let's reset, and this time let's make an attempt to actually make progress between times. Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And pulse, 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 pulse. And if the set isn't there, and has just arrived, and then go on the heat is on. That's the best part.
Can we try queuing all together, 2 feet downstage, but not a faster speed?
The heat is on in Saigon. Is there a war going on? No, that's I ain't gonna tell.
Stop that. Listen, I told you it would be boring.
Stand by, please, everywhere. Here we go again.
And also stop.
That's very old.
It isn't up, in other words.
So these are really out of date, aren't they? I mean, a lot of these things, they haven't marked in their parts at all. Shall I?
night there is no more bar. You're going to
I have to get to dream.
Of the world.
Dream.
No, we're trying to do this for you. Why? We're not doing a film show. We must do this.
But I don't care about.
Well, I'm sorry, but we want to do it. We've got a show opening. We're not doing a film.
But I'm not doing for the film.
Can we please do this?
So,
can we please do this?
Two, three, four. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Love it.
Like this.
Bring it, lift it.
Lift.
Yeah. Oh, that's it.
Tonight is the night,
Yes,
Cameron.
it is. Good. Have a wonderful show.
I will.
Right.
I will.
Good.
Thank you.
We're rooting for you.
Thanks.
Sunlight and I moon joined by the gods of fortune. Midnight and high noon sharing the sky. We have been blessed, you and I.
You are here like a mystery. I'm from a world that's so different from all that you are. How in the light of one night did we come? So
Today is your day to shine.
So sweet. Oh, meron pa. You've got things with them.
Leia, Monique, Pinky, Junix, Coco, Michael, John, and the rest of the Philippines in Saigon. Ito pa rin ang ating panaginip. Break a leg and give them hell. Humahanga. Joel. Yes.
The first thing to say is that last night was very much better. And the only thing that, the thing that you've got to remember about tonight is, first of all, obviously, you just do exactly what you did last night. You don't do too much, you don't do too little. You just concentrate on giving the best performance. And you should give the best performance because the house is packed with our friends. And the only people who aren't our friends have already written their reviews. And even if they hasn't, it doesn't matter what they say anyway because the show's sold out. And nothing makes them crosser than the fact that whatever they say is not going to have any effect on the way the show goes.
I saw people who need 2 days to recover from the show. They were so shocked and so moved by what they said. So every night, every matinee, people must have the feeling that it's a unique performance you give especially for them. So of course our future is tonight. The whole future of the show is tonight.
I'd like to pop in and see you just to say good. 2 seconds.
Wait, you must see what Club Micheal gave us.
Leia's got one as well.
So I've been in a sort of daze for the last 2 weeks, ever since it actually got here, thinking, well, it's actually here, and I can't quite believe it.
quarter an hour call, ladies and gentlemen, quarter an hour, please. Thank you.
Good shows always travel. And I think this is a good show. So keep our fingers crossed.
Right, okay, thanks.
You're going to do it once tonight,
Of course I am, I always do. There you go, see?
Let's have a look.
No, I think I'll do it again, actually.
Do it again, make a series out of it.
Yeah.
Hardly sticking out from my head at all.
Is there any way you can't get to me any sooner, can you? I mean, I know you're just only starting to get into the routine, but you just get a bit late.
Thank you.
Sorry, it's brilliant, man.
See you later. Okay, good, Micheal. Merde, mon vieux.
Nice day, how do you say break a leg in French?
You say merde.
Good house, lovey.
Well, I'm not nervous because I'm not going to watch.
It's not normally like this.
No, normally like this.
It's the first time I've not ever watched, and I don't think I'll ever watch a first night again because I've realised that this is the solution to not getting nervous. If it goes wrong, I won't be there to see it.
Please take your seats, ladies and gentlemen. The curtain's about to rise. Thank you.
Thank you.